All right, Mark, thank you. We're in the kitchen today on First at 4, cooking with one of the finest and, shall I say, hottest names in food in the Tri-Cities. This is Bristol Hotel Executive Chef Jason Van Marter, who recently moved to the area.
Yeah,
we're thrilled to have you here. Thank you, and welcome to the area.
Thank you. Yeah,
you are bringing a taste of the Low Country with us today. We want to get started on this dish. What are you making first?
I'm going to make my version of shrimp and grits.
Okay.
And that's what we're selling at the restaurant right now at Vivian's Table. Very much available to you anytime that you come in. So we should probably just get cooking.
Let's
right?
get going. The Bristol Hotel, by the way, if you've not been, it is an absolutely stunning facility.
It's absolutely beautiful. They've done amazing things with the interior design.
That's butter.
This is a little bit of clarified butter that I'm putting in there. You
Okay.
can also use oil. I just happen to have clarified butter with me. We're going to add, we've got 8 12s, which means that there's 8 to 12 shrimp to a pound. So these are pretty big shrimp that we got there.
Dropping those in. These are beautiful. Am I right, Chef? And listen, you know, I'm a boil water and make toast sort of a guy. This doesn't take long, does it?
It doesn't take long, as long as you prep it out. I mean, there's always preparation that goes into cooking, right? You got to cut your vegetables. You maybe have to roast some tomatoes, which we did here.
You've already made your grits.
We already got our grits
going.
going.
Is there a secret to good grits? I mean, don't do the Quaker Oats, rip the bag open.
Yeah, I mean, really, you just don't want to have them too dry. So if you notice they're getting too thick, you want to add a little bit more liquid to them. And then in the case of what we're doing here, we're using a little bit of cheese in it also to add a little bit more of richness. We use a little bit of smoked Gouda, and we use a little bit of goat cheese.
No Velveeta in this.
No Velveeta in that. Maybe just at home.
How do you know when a shrimp is done?
So really what you want to look for is the back edge where it's been deveined, as long as it's white all the way through. If there's any kind of like opaque grayness, you want to let it cook a little bit longer.
So let's look here real quickly. We're getting color. Just literally within 30 seconds.
That's it. And all we want to do, and it really only takes a couple minutes to cook shrimp. And what we want to do is just start to get the color on the one side, flip them over, and then we're going to start adding our other vegetables.
So it looks like a little onion?
This is actually a little shallot. So it's a onion garlic hybrid. So it kind of has a little component of both of those flavors. And we're going to add those in there and just kind of give them a little bit of a saute to bring out the aroma, and also to bring out the little bit of sugars that are in the onion, the shallot itself.
Okay.
So we'll want to get those just a slightly brown, and I mean these induction burners are heating quick, so it's really great.
We're cooking with oil here.
And then we've got a little bit of an onion and diced red pepper mixture. Or I'm sorry, not onion, corn.
Corn. Fresh corn or just frozen,
You can use whatever's available to you. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated when it comes to corn. Right?
I would think this is where shrimp and grits gets creative. You can vary off this a little bit. This is how you do it at the Bristol Hotel.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is absolutely how we do it. And then this is one of my favorite things. These are roasted tomatoes. We take and we season these with oil, salt, pepper. And then we slowly roast them in the oven.
You did the roasting.
We did it all.
Oh my gosh,
we roast them in the oven until they get to this, about 3/4 of the liquid is all kind of evaporated from them, and it just condenses the flavor down.
Oh, you can buy those in the store.
I'm not really sure. I know you can get sun-dried tomatoes in oil, which is absolutely a good substitution.
Okay.
I just happen to prefer to do them this way, and that's why I brought them with me and use them in the dish. And it's really just a flavor pop when you get them in your mouth and you take a bite.
Smells incredible. Okay, how are we doing?
This is looking good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do something called deglaze. We want to get all that good flavor up off the bottom of the pan. So we're actually going to use a little bit of rabbit hole bourbon in here.
Bourbon?
Bourbon.
All right. And here it is right here. It's like, hello, do not ignore me.
It's really important that if you are cooking over an open flame that you take that pan away so that you don't get the flame up from the bourbon in your face.
It's got a bit of a proof on it.
A little bit, yeah.
Woo, it smells good.
It smells fantastic,
doesn't it? Oh my goodness, you can smell the bourbon.
All right, so it's pulled up a little bit of that flavor. So we're going to take, and this is a little bit of fresh made stock.
Okay.
We're just going to add a little bit of that in there just for a little bit of body.
Look at me helping.
He is. He's a great sous chef.
I can move a bowl.
And then what I've got is a little bit of cream.
Okay. Are we getting close to plating?
We are very close to plating.
Okay, so...
All right, so what we're going to do is we added our cream. We've already seasoned a little bit of salt and pepper, and then what I've got here is a little bit of Cajun redfish seasoning.
Ooh. Okay.
And we can be somewhat generous with that. We really want that flavor to pop in the shrimp and grits.
Okay. You like it hot?
I do. I do. I like it spicy. At home, I'd probably add even hot sauce over the top of it.
All right. We're going to come back to this in a minute. Are we close? We're close, aren't we, Chef?
Yeah, we're very close.
We're going to take a brief break in just a moment while you plate this up. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. Stay with us. We're here in the kitchen today with Executive Chef Jason Van Marter from Bristol Hotel. Cannot wait to try this in just a moment. Stay with us, everybody. We're coming back in a moment.
I'll take us here.
All right, as promised, we're here with the Executive Chef Jason Van Marter from Bristol Hotel, the Vivian's Table, where you can order tonight shrimp and grits. He's made a preview of this here. Can we show our friends at home?
Absolutely.
My word. That took you all of 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe some prep time. If you had to like front to back it, how long would it take?
Total prep time, not including cook time on the tomatoes, so you substituted those out, you're probably looking like 15 minutes of prep time.
My goodness, this looks incredible. I'm going to take a taste.
Yeah, please.
While I do that, how would you describe your cuisine there at Bristol Hotel?
It's very steak and seafood, nothing too crazy out of the box. Really, we want to take foods that you're comfortable with and are familiar with and really just broaden the flavors to enhance it for your taste buds, right? Give you a nice, good, heartening meal that you're going to be able to be satisfied with at the end of the night.
We're so lucky because that's absolutely incredible, Chef.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I know you could do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, I try not to. But
let alone with me standing beside you on television. Next half hour, you're making something else. What?
Yeah, I'm going to make a seared scallop dish. It's going to be really nice with a sweet potato risotto, some nice spinach, a couple sauces, and some trout roe. Really pretty dish. Again, another nice seafood dish that this time of year being in Lent is perfect for people to come in and enjoy. And
you can get it on the menu there at Vivian's Table there at Bristol Hotel. Chef, stay with us. Stay with us. We appreciate it. This is like the best Friday ever. We're in the kitchen on First and Four with Bristol Hotel Executive Chef Jason Van Marter. Thank you for coming again.
Yep.
It was shrimp and grits in the last half hour, and we're eating food. We're watching you make food that's on the menu at the Bristol Hotel Vivian's Table, right?
Yes.
And what's next?
We're going to do a seared sea scallop plate. So it's going to have a nice sweet potato risotto with it, garlic wilted spinach, a hollandaise sauce, a lime sour cream, and then we're going to finish it off with a little bit of trout roe and microgreens.
Okay, couple questions.
Yeah.
A sweet potato risotto.
Yes.
That risotto is rice, right?
Yes, risotto is made with arborio rice. Risotto is more of like a creaming technique where you slowly add liquid and stir at the same time. So you can actually make like barley risottos, or you can use vegetables and just do a risotto out of your vegetables.
Looks incredible. Second question,
Yeah.
Trout roe.
Yes.
Those are eggs.
That's eggs, yes.
Okay, so
these
we got
beautiful things right there.
I've been fishing with that before.
And I really like them for a couple reasons. First, the color is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It really kind of pops on the dish. And then also the flavor,
Sorry,
the flavor of them is really great. When you bite into one, it just kind of bursts in your mouth and you get a little bit of like fresh salty seed.
I'm done with questions.
Yeah.
You can jump in. So what's first? Thank you.
What we're going to do is we're going to do two things kind of at the same time here.
I love your pickiness. You do not like a mess in your
I
area.
I don't. It's it was kind of ingrained into me with my military family background.
Clarified butter again.
A little bit of clarified butter again, and we're going to do this in both pans. Right? We're going to go a little bit heavier in this one, which is what we're going to cook our spinach in, and we're going to go real light with the pan and the scallops, okay? Because too much oil will actually not sear the scallops very well.
You okay with the smoke?
Oh yeah.
I know you're not in your home territory here, but you're used to this.
I'm not.
Think.
No, I mean I get roped into cooking at people's houses all the time.
I bet you do.
Invited over.
You're doing some garlic in there?
Yep, and all I'm trying to do is just lightly brown that garlic. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is go ahead and add my scallops.
Those are absolutely beautiful. While you work, seafood. We're pretty far from the ocean.
We are, yep.
Is that a challenge for you?
No, I mean the variety of seafood is not as plentiful here as it is on the other coast or on the coast. But I'm still able to source quite a bit. When I add my spinach, I just go ahead and turn the heat off and just let that residual heat finish cooking the spinach. You don't want to over wilt it because then it just ends up turning like canned spinach.
So again, that's clarified butter, garlic,
salt,
spinach,
pepper.
salt, pepper.
That's
okay.
it. Just
I
real
can do
simple.
that. This I'm a little nervous about. Now, shrimp cooks quickly. Same with scallops?
Yes, it depends on how you like them cooked. When I'm making scallops, I really like to have them kind of around a medium rare to medium temperature, so they're not cooked all the way through, which provides for a little bit more of a delicate texture when you're eating.
Right.
So what I'm looking for is you can actually start to see it. It's turning a little white on the bottom, and then a little bit brown.
Yeah.
So, and you'll see when I flip it over.
Oh yeah.
That it's got a nice little sear to
Beautiful.
it. Okay. Now, if you had too much oil in your pan, you're not going to get that wonderful sear.
I just cannot believe how delicious this smells. I wish we could share that with you at home, but it's looking really good, and it's looking close to being done. Am I right?
That's it. We are very close to plating. We're just going to let the scallops cook a little bit more on the one side, and then we're going to put this all together.
I would think it grieves your heart to go to see something that beautifully made to get overcooked, right? So that's a major danger when you're doing this type of cooking.
I mean, everybody has their preferences. You come into the restaurant and you don't feel very comfortable with something that's undercooked, then obviously we're going to cook it the way you want it.
Right.
But the preference from a chef going out to a guest is that nice medium rare to medium temperature on those scallops. And like I said, it's just going to give it more of a delicate flavor as you're eating the dish.
We're going to be taking a brief break in just a second, but I mean, again, it's sweet potato risotto,
garlic spinach,
garlic spinach, and then the scallops here. So we've got a 3-pan thing going, and we're going to plate it up and taste it coming up in a minute. I've got to ask you a question.
Yep.
After a long day at Vivian's table, do you go home and cook?
No,
Or you're like, don't even talk to me about cooking dinner.
Sometimes. It really just kind of depends on the time of day that I'm getting out. But my wife is actually fantastic. She cooks for me, and she'll take care of the food for the children, knowing that I'm cooking all day long.
Do you like a good bowl of cereal?
No, actually, I do not.
You're not? No.
I'm not a breakfast cereal guy at all. But I love a good cheeseburger.
Okay. You're just an average guy, right? Who happens to be an executive chef at Bristol Hotel, stunning Bristol Hotel and Vivian's Table. We're going to take a break. We'll be back and we're going to try some of this in just a moment. Stay with us. Well, earlier on First at 4, we showed you, actually he showed you, Executive Chef Jason Van Marter from Bristol Hotel and Vivian's Table. Seared sea scallops as they were being made. They're ready to go, right?
They sure are.
So remind us what we're putting in here.
All right, so this is the sweet potato risotto.
And I'll do a little tilt.
And what we're going to do is we're just going to add that to the plate like that, just to kind of make a base.
Pardon the bottle of bourbon there in the front of the shot. And then this is the spinach,
This
right?
is the spinach. So again, we're trying to not only layer flavors, but also layer color.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right? And that spinach is beautifully green.
And I bet even if you don't think you like spinach, you would love that. And then
we're
on
going
the
to
top,
put, right on top of that, we're going to put those scallops.
Good grief. You serve this at Vivian's Table?
We certainly do.
And that's at the Bristol Hotel.
Yes, sir.
And then earlier, too, we had the shrimp and grits, which looks great. Oh, you're coming in.
Oh, yeah, we're not done yet. This is a little bit of hollandaise sauce.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay?
So we're
going to add that next.
Now, I'll put it through you this way. We have the menu, we have the recipes from the chef on WJHL.com. My thought is, I'm going to go to Vivian's Table and let you make this for me.
Yeah, you got it.
Because it's a work of art. Thank you.
There's a lot of flavor profiles here also.
Oh,
what we just added was the lime creme.
Yeah.
And now you can see we've already got that beautiful between the orange, greens, whites.
And there's the trout roe.
We're going to add another little bit of orange.
Chef, thank you.
Absolutely.
You're fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it.